Hello everyone. Sorry for all the technical issues. Hey, hey Jake. Again, so sorry everyone for all the technical difficulties here. My internet is just super unstable these days. I'm trying to contact my internet provider to fix this issue. So I hope it's a bit stable now. So we are an hour late. Last week I was working on making the all the objects, all the subtools. I'm trying to make them have the the same level of details. Yeah, I was just dividing them, remeshing to make them have the same level of detail. I was working on the arm, so I will just divide this, delete lower again, polish by feature on a very small value to keep all the peak point I have here. Refining them a little. Again, I will divide them, delete lower, polish by feature for the rest. The palm is hand. Adding a small definition here. So the hand is it thick down there and it becomes thinner with the finger connections here. So I'm trying to capture that. For the thumb area here too. I'll divide again and polish by feature, delete lower. Oh, I forgot to share the link on my Instagram. One moment, guys. Yeah, it's George Zaky. So I think I think the arm is alright now. Of course, I will add more muscle details here, but yeah, let's uh, let's add the same level of details for his leg. Then for this part, I'd like to have this crease here for the hamstring, the muscles on his back here. Again, fixing the connections. Again, trying to keep all the peaks I have. Adding small template here. Again, I don't like any sharp transition unless the concept calls for it, of course. Um, so I want to increase the resolution of this part. This is representing the quad muscles. So the concept is a bit flat here. I don't think I will block out all his muscles, all the quad muscles here. But yeah, let's increase the resolution first. Again, delete lower, polish by feature with a very small value to keep the again the peak I developed here. Let's increase the resolution of this part too. This part contains a lot of muscle, the hamstring and the group of muscles down there. So I will again divide, delete lower, polish by feature, a very small value. This way I have a bit more resolution to work on. Adding the creases here. The crease here is caused by the sartorius, I believe. It's a very long and thin muscle. Goes this way. It's like hugging the quad. Again, fixing the connections. I hope so, Jerome. I hope so. But we are in Egypt, so it happened. Again, polish by feature. His knee. His knee have a bit of a diamond shape here. This part too. Again, keeping all the lanes. Hey, Shane. Good to see you. You're back too. Missed your last stream though. Glad to see you here, Shane. So again, I will divide this, delete lower, polish by feature. Shane is my mentor, if you guys don't know. I'm a student of the free character workshop. I think it has been 3 years. Yeah, I learned all what you see here from Shane. Hey, thanks, Shane. So I will divide the calf muscles here. Again, divide, delete lower, polish by feature to keep all the peak points here. Again, defining the creases here a bit more. I will eventually add another piece here and here and there for the bones. Hey, thanks, Jane. Again, defining the creases for the calf muscles here. There's a bunch of muscle groups here, but again, this is not in the they're not in the concept, so I will not add them. I maybe add a small piece here for the tendon here, but yeah. Again, fixing the connections here. I don't want any sharp transitions between my object. I'll increase the resolution for his leg too, for the sake of the connections here. I want to fix it more, so I need more resolution on his feet. I'll just divide. Again, delete lower, polish by feature. Pulling these points out a little. Making the tendon here a bit thinner. Again, and fixing the connections between the object. Trying to keep the planar here. Again, fixing all these connections. So I think all parts now having the same resolution, maybe except for his neck here. You know what? Let's increase the resolution here too. The clavicle. Let let hidden increase the resolution here too. Again, divide, delete lower, polish by feature. So this is level 1 so far. Yeah, let's save and call it level 1. I'm saving it as a separate subtool. So I can merge all these pieces together now and polish them. But let's take it a bit further. Again, starting with his torso. I want to define the obliques and the abs and add another piece here for his back muscles. So yeah, let's start. I want to hide all these pieces. You know what? Let's keep them. I will add another sphere here. No, it's not worth the trouble. No. This is just a blockout. I'm not using if I want to make a low poly paste mesh out of this blockout, I have to retopologize doing a retopology on this mesh. Manual retopology, of course. So let's add a few muscles here. Split and mask. I know these are not in the concept, but for the sake of demonstrations, I will add a few muscles here. Duplicate it. Again, another duplicate. Let's make 3 muscles here. Auto group. Run well. I'll use move topological to fix the places of these muscles. This one is a bit long. Add another one, a very small one here. Again, auto group, mirror and well. I can leave it this way, but if I want to add a if I want to add another muscle details, I can add a few split and mask. Let's enable local symmetry, scale. Again, defining the obliques and hiding the connection here. So I'm trying to fix the connection here. Not trying to overdo it, without overdoing it, but yeah. Let's duplicate that. I mainly model humans, but I was thinking about making a creature here on the stream. Would be fun. Would be fun to try new shapes. Again, I am experimenting here. I want to see if if it's going to work. Yeah, so much easier. I will add another duplicate here. I will move it all the way down. Again, the transition between the muscles, the objects I have here. Don't want any sharp transitions, as always, unless the concept calling for it. Again, fixing the connections here. So this is his torso with all the muscle group. I can make a bit of an inflation here. Oh, again, small muscle definitions here and there. You want to pull this a bit down. Again, fixing the connections. Pulling this point. I think it's nice. Well, let's add few more muscle details here. Thanks. Let's add a small muscle detail here on his back. Again, duplicating this part here, the obliques, pulling this back a little. Again, destroying all the details I have on his oblique here. I just want the back muscles. Again, fixing the connections. I do sell these models on my art station. One moment. So this is my art station. There are a lot of blockouts here. The link on the description, by the way. These are all my models. There are a lot of stylized and a lot of different proportions. If you want to use them as a base for your project, or if you want a few references for your work, you can just download these images and put them on another screen. Yeah, this is my latest one based on a DC comic reference I have. Yeah, thanks, Jane. Again, I'm trying to decide if I want a few muscles here. So there are two ways for me. If I want to add a muscle details here, I can divide this part, only the uh, the scapula here, and just sculpt the muscle I want. Or I can always use another object, split and mask, put them in place, scale it. Thanks, Shane. I can add few muscle group here. If I want, I usually add three muscles. Again, duplicating this part. This will be a very small triangle here. Again, duplicating it. Another muscle here. And this is gonna be the bony landmark of the crease here. Again, adding and reacting to all the objects I have. So this is the muscles of the scapula. I can always, let me see here. I have a stylized anatomy approche. I want to show you these muscles. So this is the anatomy approche I have. Turn my art station store to. And these are the three muscle groups I was talking about here on the scapula. These are the main muscles I like to define. Thanks. Glad you find them useful. So let's continue. I think I'm done with his torso. Maybe I can add just a small piece here to fill the gap. Just like that. He have a very developed neck, so I will inflate his neck and inflate these muscles too. Hmm. So this is level 2 for his torso. I don't think I will add any other detail here. Let's start working on his hand, his arm, sorry. So for his arm, I want to show you again the ricochet. Trying to open it. So this is his arm. I won't add. I'm trying to decide which muscles I will add. Of course, I will add the this muscle and this triangle. Maybe I'll add a small triangle here too. And here. So let's continue. His upper arm, I want to add, let's just duplicate this muscle here and then using the move brush. I only want a small triangle here. Again, let's duplicate his tricep. Only want this part here. I'll close this part. Want a very small crease here. Yeah, I think this will be enough. I could have keep it. I could have kept this the with the same object. I don't care really. The concept is not having all these details. So let's define his arm a bit more. His forearm. Let's add the brachioradialis here, a very small muscle, a very important muscle here. Again, I'll just duplicate this, add move using the move brush. I'm pushing it a bit further here. Again, destroying all these muscles and keep the this crease here for the brachioradialis. So the brachioradialis is going all the way to the end here. But you know, I like to just make it fade away inside this muscle group. Keeping only the creases definition for the muscles here. Again, fixing the connection between all these muscles. Let's add a small triangle here. Supposed to be a pony landmark here. To place these creases between two muscles very accurately or much when the skin smoothing is added. Um, at this point of the blockout, you want to add all the muscles in place. So when you're working on smoothing and merging all these subtools together, you're going to have the all the creases for free, basically. I'm gonna have all the creases for all the muscles. So you won't have to sculpt them because you already have them on the blockout. All these creases, you have them on the blockout. Yeah, I want to place them correctly first. Again, fixing the connections. Let unmask again. So the peak point here is coming from the brachyradialis, not all the muscles here, only coming from the brachyradialis. So I'm trying to define the brachyradialis here. So I think I can hold this down a little. Trying to react to all the pieces I have. When you finish with the blockout, do you merge all the layers and dynamesh everything together? I usually use let me show you. I usually merged all the subtools into one. Then I'm using remesh by union. So I can add a bit more definition for his arm, but I think that's enough for his arm. Again, the concept is not calling for all these muscle definitions. Yeah, it keeps the poly count pretty low, so that I can fix some of the problems I have. Any If I have any problem with the proportions, of course, then I'm using either Dynamesh or Z-Remesher. Then I project all the details and start clean up the geometry I have. I'll show you later, by the way, how I proceed with the character. But yeah, I want to focus on the blockout, my method. First, um, again, here I'm trying to decide if I want to add the quad and fixing the connections here. So let's add a bit more definition on his muscles here. I want to duplicate this part, destroying all the details here. I only want the I only want these muscle groups here and the hamstring over there. Again, defining the trees here. And if I want, I can duplicate this part too. Because these are two muscles, not one, not a single muscle. There are two here. Again, destroying and rebuilding the geometry here to catch the creases. Again, just trying to define the muscles. Let's make it tuck in here. So I will I don't think I will add the quads. Don't think it's really necessary at this point. Let's add the tendon here by duplicating this muscle, moving the calf here. Trying to Again, fix the connections and defining the area here, the tendon. I will add a small piece here, let unmask. It's gonna be the bony landmark in this area. Again, I'm defining it by using this edge loop here. Adding an edge loop here. Then duplicate it, moving it to the other side, rotate it. This is the other pony landmark. So, um, I think this is going to be his leg. For now, we're 1 hour so far. So what I really like to do now is I want to see all my subtools in different color, in different polygroup. But as you can see here, I can because these are separate polygroup. So let's say first is going to be level 2, by the way. Let's press here, T-pose mesh. It's going to merge all the all these pieces onto a separate onto a single subtool. As you can see here, let let regroup, polygroup. I want some different colors here. What I want to first is regroup visible. Yeah, this is better. So this is what we have so far. I think it looked decent. He's missing his hand, but we can work on his hand now. I think we can finish it. We are only an hour. I'm checking his face. I will work on his face, by the way. Again, using the same method. I will add his eyes, his eyebrows, his hair, his mouth, or using the blockout method. I'll show you guys how I work on very low resolution meshes to get all the facial features. But this is going to be in the next episode next week. Let's activate symmetry. Pulling few points here and there, fixing few areas on the merged mesh. So this part I want to flatten this. I'll use move topological to move this piece backward. Let's see here. So I'm trying to see if my proportions are right. I think they are. Very tiny moves here and there to get the same silhouette from the concept. So I'll just press on T-pose subtool. This will make all of them separate pieces again. Think I will start working on his hand. So for his hand, I want to, let's see which pieces. Select lasso. So I want to mm, make a new folder. I'll name it pen, containing the four subtools. So his finger was not selected. Guys. So for his hand, I like to merge all these pieces, merge down, let a auto group mirror and well, let's delete the piece I was having for the a placeholder for his fingers. So yeah, let's delete hidden. So at first I want to add more resolution for his thumb. Again, using the same technique, divide, and polish by feature with the damn standard brush. I will add a crease here, a crease here, and a crease here. Again, fixing the connection here. I'll eventually add another piece, another triangular piece here to fix the connection. But let's shape our thumb first. Let's shape it first. I think this is going to be okay for now. Need to be a bit long. Again, fixing and reacting on all the different pieces I have. trying to get a a uh, a good shape for his palm. So I think this is going to be this is enough for his palm. For his fingers, I will just add. Let's fit this first. So let me add a small triangular piece here to his skin. There is a thin skin here. Again, I'm just here filling the gap. Filling the gap here in this area. Yeah, like that. Now I'm going to add his finger. I'm trying to fit the connection here between the thumb meat and his thumb. So let's sculpt his fingers. I'll add a piece of geometry here. I like to sculpt his fingers symmetry, so I will enable dynamic, so I can sculpt on both sides here using dynamic symmetry. Let's split and mask point here because I want to see the connection up there. So I will duplicate this part for his finger. Duplicate it. Again, trying to keep the connection. Duplicate it. Again, scale it down. Auto group, mirror and well. Let's disable local symmetry first. auto group, mirror, mirror, mirror unwell. Let's enable dynamic symmetry again. Let's shape his finger using the dynamic symmetry. Disable move topological. Inflate this part. His finger is too long. I'll scale it down very easily. Move this down a bit. And yeah, just making his fingers more like fingers. Let's even rotate it a bit. If I want to deflate it a little, let's scale it down a little more. Again, using the inflate brush to close these gaps. I can even divide, delete lower, increase the resolution a bit more, and use the where it is, bench brush. Let's duplicate this finger, move it, scale it up. This is the middle finger. Rotate it. Again, I'll fix these connections right now. Just yeah, let's duplicate this again. Move it down, scale it down. Again, duplicate it. Yeah, this is his hand. Let's rotate it on the y-axis. This one also. I want a natural pose for a neutral pose for his fingers. Let fix the connections here. You know, I can add another piece here. But let's leave his hand and his fingers like this for now. His fingers are destroyed. Mirror, mirror unwell, mirror again, mirror unwell, mirror, mirror unwell. And mirror, mirror, and well. His fingers seems to be a bit, a bit short. Or a bit long, sorry. I can elongate this a little, inflate it, and I can scale down the whole hand. But yeah, I'm happy with his fingers this way. So I'll just merge them, merge down, merge down, merge down. You know what? Let's merge it with the whole hand here using a very big move brush and the scale down without dynamic. Scale down his hand. Enable local symmetry without the dynamic local symmetry. Scale down his hand because his hand is a bit too wide. Um, Thanks, Gab. Thanks, man. I like to have this angle for his between his palm and his forearm. I usually do remesh by union. I'll show you once I'm done with the whole character. So we managed to block out his hand. They need a bit more work, but yeah, especially his thumb. I think his thumb needs to be a little bit thinner. Can't help it. His thumb needs a bit work. Let's leave it this way. So I think I'm done with his hand and with all the muscles. I want to keep. I can lift his leg up a bit more, fixing this pony landmark. Again, I'm here just fixing the connection between all the pieces I have, fixing any sharp transition, any creases I don't like. Again, this transition I don't like. Fixing fixing the connections here. Um, so trying to decide what I'm gonna do next. I have all the muscles. I have his hand, all the muscles on his leg. Let's add his quads because we have a bit of a time here. I won't work on his head today. Maybe next episode. Next episode we'll start working on the facial features again, blocking out the facial features of his head. But for now, let's add his quads. Let's add his quads. I'd like to start with the teardrop shape. We have here. Skeleton mask. Again, I will just trace the shape here, keeping the teardrop shape I want from this subtool. Again, I'm not tracing blindly. Of course, I have the volumes, but I can fix any issues I see when I add the teardrop shape as quadricep here. just like that. And I can duplicate this again, destroying anything but this muscle. Here, again, destroying all the other muscles. Only want to keep this freeze here. Or his quadricep. I can use the paintbrush, but before that, let's fix the shape of this muscle first, fixing the connection. Because it's supposed to be to go all the way to this point. Wider here and go thin here. So this is the quad. The quad. I can add the sartorius using using an IMM brush here. I think I made one. Well, not here. I'll just leave it this way. Maybe I can pull, just pull this out a little to add a bit of a muscle definition. Let's move it down. I want to have a planar transition. Want to have a planar transition between these two parts. Thanks for watching. Lord Elon. So these are the quad. I can add the sartorius here by adding another object. But yeah, let's leave it for now. Again, I'm just fixing the transitions here and there. But yeah, I think I will wrap it up for today. Let's see the whole mesh now. Let's save first. So this is level 2. Hey, thanks for watching. I want to load all the subtools I have. Let's see it first. Let's first depose mesh. I want to see all my subtools. Again, it's a bit dark. I can always use regroup visible. Yeah, this is fine. So this is level 2 of my blockout. So this is level 2, guys. I will end the stream now. But next episode we'll start working on his face. I'll show you a few techniques using again primitives to block out the facial features. His nose, his eyes, all of this. His 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 mouth also. But yeah, this is it for today, guys. Thanks for watching and thanks for sticking up to this point. And sorry for all the technical difficulties on the stream today. I hope you guys enjoy it. So, any questions before I leave? Anyone? A bit. I think I'm 20 seconds or 10 seconds late. Thanks. I'm really looking forward to it because I don't. This will be the first time I stream the face, how I block out the facial features. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be very informative. Yeah. So thanks for watching, everyone. Bye. See you next Saturday.